All right, welcome back. I've got a little bit of time here. This is the lunchtime video. I kind of started late and I have a meeting at 1, so I've got a solid half hour. Hopefully that's enough. So this is another video for my Python for DevOps series where I read a book about Python for DevOps. Now, that's not all I'm doing. I'm also taking a diversion here to do a realpython.com tutorial. Excellent site. Really impressed with this site so far. And you don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to log anything. I recommend if anyone wants to go off on their own, um, just go through Real Python. Go to this search bar here and just leave it blank and hit enter. And then click learning paths here. That's what I recommend people do. Don't buy any books. Don't enroll in any classes until you have done this. And then if you want to enroll in classes and get a degree, you'll pretty much already be there. You'll be able to get in and out. Get a straight A's and be on your merry way. So yeah, they have things for data visualization, DevOps, learning Python from the beginning. It's not all advanced stuff too, which is nice. So here's the introduction. I'm doing the flask-by example right now, but yeah, they have core data science. I might even as part of my wild networking series, just go through all 22 of these. Um, I think that'll be better than like reading RFCs. But yeah, so I'm doing the Flask by example learning path, and where I'm at with it right now is using Heroku pipelines to implement a deployment workflow. So uh, I've got a lab too. I've actually got a page up on Heroku. I've got a workflow. So I'm going to be following along in my lab as I do this. So let me pull my lab up. All right, and boot up my virtual machine. All right, and then let's get started. In this section, you'll learn how to implement a workflow for your application deployment using Heroku pipelines. This particular workflow uses three separate environments called local staging and production. This kind of setup is widely used in professional projects since it allows testing and reviewing new versions before deploying them to production and putting them in front of real users. Understanding the deployment workflow. As you saw above, when you use this workflow, you'll run the application in three separate environments. One, development is the local environment. Two, staging is the pre-production environment used for previews and testing. Three, production is the live site accessed by final users. And you'll see kind of a funny shirt. I test in prod. Um, or there's like memes because a lot of yeah. So like here's a shirt. Yeah, I test in prod. This is kind of like a funny uh, yeah. So like here's like a good one. What if I told you you could test uh, before getting to prod? So this is kind of something you'll often see lacking, and sometimes for good reason. I mean, if it's just like simple script and you're not making any changes, you're just trying to pull things back, then yeah, just you can use it as it's intended to be used ultimately, and then just keep working on it. But for big projects, you definitely want a staging era because let's say this site, Real Python, they want to add a new tutorial to it. And they just push that tutorial right to production and brings down the whole site. Well, the whole site's down. Instead, they could just push it to this staging environment, brings down the whole staging environment. Okay, well, big deal. The site's still up. Staging environment's down now, but we'll send it back to development, figure it out. oh, it's working good in the staging development right now. All right, let's push it to prod. So this step is missing a lot, and it's kind of joked about, and it's become a meme about how it's missing from a lot of places. But it's definitely a very important thing to have, especially in environments where you are producing professional level software applications or websites or whatever, what have you. Even in network engineering, I mean, it's like like with your device configs, like you would want a staging area for your device configs. Um, and once it's out there on a system live, you don't want to be, the question at that point shouldn't be, is this the proper config for this? That you should be investigating that with the config in your staging area, not out there live in a customer. That's going to cause downtime, all sorts of problems. In previous sections, you saw how to run the application on your local environment and in the production environment on Heroku. Adding a staging environment can greatly benefit the development process. The main purpose of this environment is to integrate changes from all new branches and to run the integration tests against the build, which will become the next release. I wonder if there's because I always one of the things I've been wanting to do is buy shirts that kind of just wear on my shirt some of the things I'm interested in. And I want some good tech shirts, but I don't like any of these tech shirts because I don't want to tell people I test in prod, because it's I wish there was something called anti memes where I can wear a shirt that says hey, I do the thing that you're supposed to do, but then maybe a joke about how not always or something. So I always want to buy those IT shirts that say I test in prod or whatever, but I don't want to be known as somebody who has bad IT habits, so I always end up not buying it. All right, so moving on. Next, you'll see how to create the staging environment in Heroku and how to create a pipeline to promote versions from staging to production. The following diagram shows this workflow. Development, developers implement features, local environment. Then you deploy to staging. Team reviews changes, Heroku. So this is kind of, and then you have promote. Production, users use, app, Heroku. So this is interesting here how they use two different words here. They use deploy and they use promote. Yeah, so that might seem a little bit unintuitive. I guess I would think deploy, you would use deploy here twice, but I actually like the way they used two different words there, because as you're developing something, you're going to deploy it to your staging area, and you're going to do that before you're 100% sure that it's exactly what you want in your production. So basically, you can do it on the fly. You can do it, 100 times a day. You can do it every 5 minutes. Just whenever you're working on something quick on the fly, boom, it's in staging. Let's see how it affects the staging area. Okay, you can bring things, deploy things in and out of the staging area, and looking over this. I guess you would have a thicker arrow, because you're going to have a lot more interaction between these two. And then here you would have a thin arrow, and anything that really stands all the tests and passes all the reviews, yep, it gets promoted to production. And it's going to be the same code too. It's going to be an exact replica of what was in the staging. So almost the word duplicate would be better than promote. But I mean, promote kind of implies that it went through a vetting process. So I think promote is the proper term there. The above image shows the three environments, the activities that happen in each of them, and the deployment and promotion steps. Implementing the development workflow in Heroku. Implementing the workflow in Heroku consists of two steps. Number one, creating separate applications for staging and production. Number two, making both applications part of the same pipeline. A Heroku pipeline is a group of applications tied together by a workflow. Each one of these applications is an environment in the development workflow, like staging or production. Using pipelines guarantees that after promotion, production will run the exact same code that you reviewed in staging. In this tutorial, the previously created Heroku application, realpython-example-app, is used as the production environment. You should create a new Heroku app for the staging environment using these commands. Okay, so we're going to open up the lab, open up the virtual machine I have here, and then log in. And I hate to take a break because I've got such limited time, but I think I'll be able to use my time more effectively if I just take a real quick, less than 5 minute break here. So I'm going to do that. Before I do that, though, I will bring up the Git or the CLI that I'll be using. So here it is. And change over to my Git repo. Okay, and then I'll take a quick break. I'll be back as soon as possible. All right, I'm back and I've got some commands to run here. First command is Heroku. Oh, okay, so we'll just call it real Python example app staging. Now this might fail out because this is not the name of my remote app. So we'll see what, yeah, so this is not the name of my site. So let's do a Heroku and see if there's like a status command or something. So we'll do a Heroku -- help, and then we'll do let's see here. So if there's like a show or like a status or maybe even config would be fine. Yeah, I guess I'm going to try Heroku config. And then I'll try Heroku status after that. Oh, okay. So here I can see the name of my repo. Let's try Heroku status. Okay, so this Heroku config is the one I was looking for. So we'll rerun the command from before, but use make it relevant to my actual repo. Okay, so yeah, and it looks like we're gonna have to give it another unique name. So we'll call it dash staging. All right. Oh, we got character character limit. Um, okay, so we got to do. Let's try stage. I might have to count how many characters. Oh, okay, okay, that works. So we just call it stage. We don't hit that character limit. So uh, the next step is, of course, to push our changes. So now we've got another branch here called the staging branch. We also have we have another remote repo now called the staging repo. We also have a remote repository called Heroku. So it's going to be like the same, but so I'll try to make this clearer after this. Hopefully this works. I think it will. Okay, so yep, that worked. If I do a get remote dash v, hopefully this will make things clearer. Let me do that one more time. Oh, here we go. So yeah, so now we got this extra remote repository, which ties into my staging repo. We also have the Heroku, which ties into my main repo, and then we have this origin remote target as well that just ties into the a repo used as part of this tutorial. All right, so oh, this looks extra. Don't think I need that. Okay, so running these commands creates a new Heroku app named, for me, it's going to be named Graham's wet bulb warning dash stage and deploys the application to it using Git. You can then access the staging app at https dash real Python example staging.herokuapp.com. Note that a Git remote named staging is associated with this application. Now that you have the Heroku applications for production and staging, you're ready to create a Heroku pipeline that links them together. You can use the Heroku CLI to create the Python. Okay, the pipeline. Okay, so before I do that, I'm gonna go here. So if I just do a control click, I can bring it up in the VM. That's going to be fine. I kind of want to just prove that it's available like on the public internet. So if you're watching this and I don't know what I'll be up to by the time you're watching this. Hopefully I'm still alive. But if I am, like, there's, well, even if I'm not, because these are just up there. So like if you're watching this, 5,000 years in the future, and this is, you could probably still go to this website. So yeah, just give that a shot. So let's see here. Oh, I spelled it wrong. So it's going to be BULB. Oh, here we go. So you can see it's not dependent on here. It's just available on the internet. Also, my staging environment is also available. All right, running these commands creates a new Heroku. Oh, I already read that. I already read this too. So we've got some commands to enter here. Okay, and now I've got to use the name of my application, which is this. Perfect. Okay, let's give that a shot. Oh, so we got a problem here. This command doesn't really work. So yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I need these new line characters or these line separator characters like that. Let's try it without those. Oh, okay, yep, so that worked. I didn't need these special characters here. The command above creates a pipeline named real-python-example-app and adds the app named real-example-app as the production environment. Next, run the following command to create a git remote that points to this app, naming it prod. Okay. From now on, you can refer to the production deployment as prod. Next, add the staging application to the same pipeline by running the following command. Okay. All right, so now we're going to add the stage. There we go. Name one is going to be the main one. We're adding the staging environment. So last part is -- remote staging. This command adds the app real python-example-app-staging. In my case, it's going to be grams-webbulb-warning-stage to the same pipeline and specifies that this app must be used for the staging stage. This means that your pipeline now consists of two apps, your production and your staging. The first one is used as the production environment. The second one is used as the staging environment. Deploying and promoting to staging and production. Now that you have your applications and pipeline configured, you can use it to deploy your application to staging, review it there, and then promote it to production. Suppose, for example, that you want to change the message returned by the index view again. In that case, you have to edit app.py and change the string returned by index. The following code block shows the new version. Okay, so let's do that. We're gonna, oh, oh, it looks like I had to make a selection there. So I chose to select production. I wonder if that was the proper selection. I wonder if I needed to select staging instead. Oh, I guess it's where you want it to go after the staging is complete. So after it's complete, I want it to go to production. So I think this is right because I think that's how it works. I wish they had included that in here, but maybe this is older and that's new, so I can't really always blame them for not including every little thing. But I think I'll be fine the way it is there. So let's keep following along. If there's issues, it might be because of that. So I guess if I were being really good, I would just go and save that message somewhere. And then if I have an issue, go back and look at it, take a screenshot, something like that. But I'm pretty confident that it's not going to be a problem. As you see on line 7, index returns this is yet another version. You can deploy this new version to your staging environment by running the following commands. These commands, yep, and we can see we've got Heroku kicking off. Even though I didn't use a Heroku command, I set up things that tied it into my Git command, so it automatically kicks off Heroku processes, even though I didn't use the Heroku command. These commands commit app.py and push the changes to the staging remote, triggering the building and deployment process for the environment. You should see the new version deployed at your staging. So I have that as well. Yep, so this is my staging area. We can see it's set to this is yet another version, just like we have up there. And just to make extra super sure, um, we're gonna make one more edit. We'll add 2 more exclamation points. WQ, and then we'll do git add, git commit -m, adding one more change. We'll do git push origin or git push staging. Yeah, staging master. All right, and then you'll see where there was previously 1 exclamation point, there are now 3 exclamation points, even further proof that I'm actually affecting the real world and real world web pages that are visible to anyone. So you can see just how powerful this can be, even if you're on the job. Now, I'm not telling you to put confidential information online, but like a checklist or anything like that, you can use this for. Uh, I mean, I probably wouldn't because it goes online, but you can use this sort of thing to like build internal documentation for people to reference that you can constantly go and edit and keep up to date. And you can build tools that people can use. Probably going to want to figure out how to do it so that it doesn't get online. I'm sure there's a way to do that, just to be extra safe. Just have it in your intranet or something like that. But you can see, if you don't have confidential, let's say you want a shopping list or something like that, and you don't know, you get your files all mixed up. Just put your shopping list online. It doesn't. I don't think that matters that much. And then when you're at the store, you got an internet connection. You can just go to gramsshoppinglist.heroku.com and see your herokuapp.com and see your shopping list. And then you don't got to worry about like logging into an account or anything like that. So all sorts of uses for that. Okay, so these commits, I think we already read that. When you're happy with the changes, you can now promote the new version to production using Heroku CLI. So if I paste this in again and then I get rid of -stage, this is my production environment. You can see we don't have these changes yet because we're going to verify that I didn't misspell version, or there's no issue with this before we actually have our end users use it, because we don't want to disrupt their experience. We want it to be as seamless and solid as possible. So we're going to take a chance to review that everything is good. Yep, looks good, before we deploy it to production. But to take that next step, we just enter these commands. And something went horribly wrong. Let's try. Nope, so it didn't update. Okay, so I think it was that previous command that went wrong. Um, the one where I had to choose the environment. So command 17. So let's try running command 17 again. Now it'll give us a choice. We're going to select staging this time instead of production. And then we'll run command 26 again. And hopefully it'll work now. Nope. All right, well, now I'm lost. I am very lost right now. I mean, it's got to be production, right? Not staging. I'm promoting it to production. Or Heroku. I am very, very lost right now. Okay, I guess I want to set command 17 back to what it was. So initially it was production. Yeah, see, this shouldn't be to the pipeline as production though. It should be the pipeline as staging. Yeah, I'm going to put it to staging. And then I should, I'm really confused. I'm lost. Okay, I'm very lost right now. I do have about 5 more minutes. The above command deploys to production the exact same version that is currently running in staging. As you'll notice, in this case, there's no build steps since the same build from staging is used and deployed to production. You can verify there that the application was promoted and that it's running the latest version. In this section, you learned about deployment, workflow, and implemented it in Heroku. To learn more about working with pipelines and more advanced workflow, check out Heroku Pipelines documentation. Okay, so this didn't work for me. Let's do a git status. Okay, the git status is clean. Um, so let's try these commands again. So we're gonna try Heroku pipelines, promote, remote, staging. See, now I would think that you would want remote production there because you'd want to promote it from staging to production. I mean, clearly some of these commands didn't work. Um, okay, so we don't need to create this again. We already did that. Now this makes sense to me. We want to create this for production stage. Yeah, remote prod. Maybe that's the issue. It needs to be remote prod. Let me try that. Nope. Oh, got it. Hmm. So the problem is that um, we can't promote this from production stage. Uh, I mean, this kind of, I think this is a clue because we're not trying to promote that. We're trying to promote the staging environment to production. So I don't know why it's getting this and not dash stage, but I think it needs the dash stage version there. So I don't know if I missed something. I'm kind of tempted to try some of these commands again. Okay, so here we've got a pipeline. So let's see if we can get some more information about that pipeline. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so here's the problem. It looks like both of these are in the production stage. So we want this to be in the staging stage and then this to be in the production stage. Okay, but that's all the time I have in this video. Next video, I'll be troubleshooting this issue and trying to get this app to be in the staging stage instead of the production stage. So thanks for watching and see you in the next one.